everybody, John here. So the point of this video is to discuss the loadout or the equipment that I recommend people carry if they work with the public or work in an area around the public. The primary focus for this discussion are people who work at public parks. Okay? In the past, I worked at campgrounds, and that clientele and the equipment I carried there was substantially different than what I carry now in public parks. And the reason is because of the amount and kind of contact you're going to have with the homeless and with drug dealers and drug addicts. Okay? Now, at the beginning of the season, I didn't really carry much. What did I have with me? Nothing, in fact. And I realized I needed something when some guy said he was going to stab me, and all that I had on me was my belt. So I started taking off my belt and wrapping it around my hand. Now, we've gone way beyond that now. Okay, middle of the season, I went up against a homeless guy with a broomstick, and I'll show you that in a minute. But it's funny, I saw that guy a month or so later, and that triggered a visit from the sheriff and a conversation with her and all kinds of stuff. And here's why the loadout is different now. Okay? Because the homeless guy was carrying this. Okay, this is a broomstick, and he was sort of like a swashbuckler kind of deal with this stick along one of the paths through my park. Now, what the sheriff said, deputy said, was that she was surprised that these weren't actually syringes, because these should be syringes. But she said these could be, there could be something on these tips. There could be feces here, there could be blood, there could be something. The idea is that the homeless and the drug addicts basically already have hepatitis and what have you. So if they get scratched or stabbed with their own weapon, they don't really care. Because as I said, they've already got the hepatitis. It's you who needs to worry about it. So because of that, on a daily basis, I carry in my left pocket, I carry pepper spray. Now, when I roll up on somebody, depending upon what the situation's like, I may try to appear a little disinterested or a little relaxed. And by that I mean I've got my left hand in my pocket and my hand on the go button. My right hand isn't in my right pocket. My right hand is out so I can push somebody away while pulling this out. Okay? So there's that. Now, if that doesn't work, or if, depending upon the situation, I've got pepper gel that the company is providing. I've taken this out twice now and had it ready to go in my pocket as well. And one is, I go with one over the other because the gel won't spread out as much as the spray does, and things like that. But I carry both, one as a backup for the other. So those are always with me now. Always. I also carry two means of communication. One goes right to, I don't know where, somewhere within the company. If I hit this button on top, it triggers an emergency, and eventually somebody will show up to help me. But this is more of a, hey, I've got a problem, and you hope that somebody answers. The other thing I carry, and I don't have on me at the moment because I just left it in the RV a minute ago, is my cell phone. And that's what I would actually use to call 911 and then know that there's a GPS in that, and somebody will come and look for me. But also on a part of the daily clothing loadout is, this thing. This thing is a spring baton, and I haven't had to deploy this yet on anything. But I carry it in a holster on my right hip. So, as I said, it's with me all the time. Now, would I go to a little more? Like the other night, I had to close up the gates at about 9:30 at night, and it was completely dark out. I go with Old Reliable, and that's the stick that got us here in the beginning. And what I will do is I'll go with this stick in right hand, and either a flashlight or the pepper spray in my left hand. Okay? Because again, we've got people at this point eating out of the dumpsters here. And the next level down from there is robbing you. Okay, so that's what I'm trying to protect myself against. Now, the other thing I carry all the time on me now on my left hip, just behind the pepper spray, is a tourniquet. And it's got a pair of emergency scissors and a Sharpie pen. And this is as much for me as it is for a member of the public if in the event of getting stabbed or slashed or somehow, there's a lot of blood involved, this will come out. Now, let's talk about the blood involvement thing. In my golf cart, my John Deere golf cart out there, I've got a little white first aid kit. And I would call that a boo-boo kit. That's some kid falls down in the playground, scratches his knee. I've got Bactine and big Band-Aids in that kit for that kid. If I get stabbed in the chest with this, or if I get stabbed anywhere with that, then I've got an Army issue first aid kit, individual, an IFAK, individual first aid kit. And this comes with all the stuff that the Army issues as far as chest seals and Israeli bandages and the like. So if I got stuck with that stick, I'd call 911, I'd crush the guy's skull, and then apply a bandage. So that's why I carry that. And yeah, it sucks that this has gotten to this. It wasn't like this in the past. And the funny thing is, the guy who assaulted me in June is the same guy who was carrying the stick with the barbs on it. And I think that makes it within my right. If I had a pistol, I could have killed him when I saw that. I don't think I would have. In fact, I'm pretty sure I wouldn't have. But I think it was within my rights, which is kind of scary. But the world is becoming a strange place, and the homeless are out there, and you need to protect yourself from them. So that's about it. I'm going to end this and go to lunch. John out.